Every day is a new day, and you have the power to change your life. All you have to do is get a grip on your intentions, and you can change your life for the better. What does all of that even mean? I'm on a bit of a rant today, folks. My name is Karen, and as always, it is my pleasure to host you here on the Oldish TV. I am seeing an awful lot of stuff in my social feeds as I scroll through from coaches. Coaching, if you haven't noticed, I have, has become the new career for a lot of people, whether they're certified or not, whether they have credentials and experience or not. I tell you, I am seeing them everywhere. They prey a lot on older adults and particularly older women. Our faces are too wrinkly, our hair's too gray, our skin's too saggy, the boobs are hanging down to the waist, our thighs are too thick, our stomach is too wobbly, our clothes don't fit right. But if you only take my course for the low, low price of $149, which has been reduced from $499 just for this week's special, I will fix you. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. You know, I think that in this pandemic, when so many of us have been locked down for so long and left with our thoughts a little more than we otherwise would be, we're seeing more and more of this stuff, and our thoughts are turning to whether or not this crap might be legitimate. Because we're alone, because we're not socially engaged the way we were before, we are feeling, some of us, a little less than, a little restless, a little, gosh, if only I could do better here, then I would look better when I look in the mirror 50 times a day when I only used to look in it once a day. Or I wouldn't be slopping around the house in these clothes. I could put some real clothes on and look better when I'm allowed back out in society again. Don't fall for anything that is making you feel less than. I am telling you, these are scams. We've talked about scams before here on the Oldish, and I really don't want you falling for them. You know, many years ago, probably 30 years ago, could be as much as 30 years ago, I attended an event with a speaker. Transformational, change maker, unleash yourself, high performance, just come and see me and buy this ticket. I think the ticket was $149, which back in the day was pricey, but not too bad. Now for that same thing, you'll pay a lot more. And of course, there are VIP tickets and, all kinds of nonsense. Anyway, I sat in this, it wasn't an arena, but it was an auditorium. In this auditorium with all these other people, and the seats were full. And I did see the odd person like me sitting quietly absorbing what was being said, and I saw a lot of people jumping up and down and and clapping and cheering and carrying on. And I left that place after a 90-minute speech from this change maker, this transformational thinker, and I couldn't tell you what he said. I have no idea. I found out a few days later that a couple of friends of mine had been at the very same event, and I said, okay, so tell me. I'm going to be very vulnerable here. I have no idea what he said. No idea. What was that? What are we supposed to do? Why was everybody cheering? What did I miss that so many other people seem to have understood? And my friends, thankfully, said, same with us. I don't get it. These people just seem to be like a cult that follow this guy around, and it doesn't matter what he says. They cheer. They idolize him. They buy his books. They buy his tapes. Back then it was tapes. Yeah, now it's all downloads. But They buy all the stuff, they drink the Kool-Aid. I guess I've never been a Kool-Aid drinker. Not that kind of Kool-Aid anyway. But this business of preying on us and on older women in particular is really troubling. There is a lot of stuff out there right now. The last couple of days, it seems to be makeup and skin. Not because anybody wants to necessarily sell a better routine, but because I'm not good enough the way I am, according to them. Fix those wrinkles, come and see me and I'll, get the creams that tighten or the shots that fix it all. You know what? I like the wrinkles around my eyes. You know why? Because I'm a happy person and all those lines around my eyes show that I'm a happy person. Clearly, I don't put anything in my forehead because you can see the movement there and the wrinkles. I mean, there they are. They're all there. I will cop to one thing. I have a very deep crevice in my chin. It's a familial trait. And when I saw it on other people in my family when I was younger, I decided I didn't like that. So when I saw it, developing in my own chin, I figured out the solution. And about every 2 years, it lengthens. The amount of time lengthens the more I do it. I go and I get a little bit of Juvederm shot in there just to support that skin. And it makes me feel better. And I do it for myself. I don't do it because anyone else is telling me that I'm less than, because anybody else thought that that was not a particularly attractive physical trait. I just don't like it. And every time I go, the doctor always says the bottom half of your face doesn't match the top half of your face because you got all these wrinkles and, a little bit of Botox here, a little. Like, no. I like the top half of my face. I like looking like I'm a happy person. And don't touch it. And so, grudgingly, she doesn't. And, she goes away until 2 years later and she forgets that she's told me this. But, that's okay. These coaches, these social coaches who have no certification for the most part, are exploiting our insecurities. Let me tell you something. You are enough. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are kind. You are able to deal with your life a minute at a time, a day at a time, a week at a time. And you know how I know that? Because you're here. And you were here yesterday, and you were here the day before, and you will be here tomorrow. I don't mean here on the oldish. I mean here doing life. Because, we take what is given to us and we make the best of it. The odd day, we might feel a little less than, a little less powerful. But on those days, for those times, I beg of you, do not fall prey to these coaches who want to fix you. All you are doing is lining their pockets, and they are not fixing anything in you. If you have a specific issue you want to work on, find a specialist who can work on that. Whether it is something psychological, emotional, a new exercise you want to try, whatever it is, find a specialist who can work one-on-one with you and do you. These people who are generalists produce these courses that are meant to give you advice, but they are so general. Their hope is to sell it to 500 or 5,000 or 500,000 people. There's nothing about that that is special. You are special, and you are enough. Take care of yourself, take care of one another, and I will see you next Wednesday, right here on the Oldish TV. Until then, please do remember that it takes a village to age a senior.